So, guys, I wanted to make this video because some stuff happened very recently, as of this past weekend. And, well, basically, the Gunpla community here in my town, everything hit the fan. There have been some issues for quite some time, and everything came to a head starting last week and then rolled into this weekend. And then as of Monday or Tuesday, that little head erupted, and, well, there have been some massive changes to how things are done locally. And I kind of wanted to just talk. I don't want to give details or nothing like that. If you're in the know, you know what happened, you know what's going on. Or if you don't, you'll notice my absence in the main Houston group, along with a lot of other people who were available. But I just kicked my camera. But basically what I want to talk about was community here. You know, I'm not going to sit here and blow up everything like that. Now, you know, that doesn't matter anymore. But I want to talk about my feelings on what happened and like the conclusion I came to earlier today. Basically, I've been in this hobby since 2012, 2013. It used to be that I would have, once I finally found out that there was a community at all, I actually was driving all the way to Austin to join in the Austin Gundam Club, because back in the day there was no Houston club whatsoever. There were a few people from Houston who, in fact, were driving all the way to Austin to make those meets. And after a while, it grew to the point that we made a Houston club. And then the Austin club eventually became the Texas club. So actually trying to envelop as many cities as possible, bringing people from every direction as possible. Now, while the Texas club is still up and running and what we consider official, the Houston club, as it was, is no longer tied to the original Texas club. And due to just whatever issues somebody had with me, I mean, I'm not the easiest person to get along with, but I'm no longer a part of that group at all. Like, I was booted completely and blocked. After I thought things were moving in a positive direction, and then after one conversation Sunday night, myself and others found themselves kicked out. Like I said, not going into all of it, but I'm going over what I feel about it. I feel that it was very short-sighted. It was a reaction, a very emotional reaction, and a very personal reaction by this person. And you know what? I don't care, man. You do you. But just know, in all aspects here, the community as a whole has really been shook to the point that there's now a new club, or at least group. Technically, we're all part of the same club of Gunpla lovers, but it's a completely new Facebook group where things are going to change and be run differently than the old one was. We're still affiliated to the Texas Gundam Club, and we'll still be doing a lot of things with the Texas Gundam Club, and of course building our own thing. But as of earlier today, after kind of bearing witness to the attitude and stuff like that of what is happening with the old club and the ideas of what's going on there, I'm just like, to me, the community has been split for a long time. Like, ever since Houston scene started. For whatever reason, whether it's the distance, whether it's not liking people, whatever, people would not go from one side of town to the other. Personally, I live 45 minutes to an hour and a half from any place that people were meeting up, whether it was Hobbytown, whether it was DNA, whether it was the E-Cig Vapor Lounge. It was a long drive for me, but I made it because I wanted to be a part of this hobby. If you aren't willing to make a drive, even if it's difficult, even if it's once a month, to do something you love and hang out with people who also are doing the thing that you love, maybe you need to rethink the hobby a little bit. And I'm being honest with you. Now, if you don't like somebody, which has been one of the prevailing problems, if you don't like the person, like one person who is doing a thing, then I completely understand. Completely. But if you're claiming to be a part of a community, if you're claiming to be part of a club, but you don't make any effort unless they make an effort for you, then you're not really trying to be a part of the community. So it's like, well, I'll go, but they need to come to my side of town. That's the wrong attitude. What we've been trying to do for years, and actually we're about to make a big effort to do, was to spread things out. Stop centralizing everything to one spot, such as Hobbytown, although it is massively convenient on a lot of aspects. Yes, it's far, but guess what? It's far for everybody except for those who live right there. But the point is, if you want to be a part of it, you'll go. If there's a reason for you to be there, such as the community, such as building supplies, such as kits, such as just hanging out and having a good time with people, then why aren't you going? And the problem here being the community aspect. People started to pick sides, whether it's a side of town, whether that's a side of who said this thing, who's got this stuff. They pick their sides and they split. Some people willing to go here, some people willing to go here, some people willing to go wherever, myself included. I go where the people are, I go where the Gunpla are, I go where the contest is. If I can make it, I go. So now, after everything that's gone down, things are changing, but we're trying to change them for the better. With the new group, we're trying to spread things out again. We're trying to be inclusive. Stop excluding people because they say certain things or they are a certain way, because there was a lot of exclusion on the other side, whether it was on purpose or not. People felt absolutely excluded, or they felt pushed out. So we're trying to get away from that. And the irony being, that's exactly the same goal that the old club under the same person is trying to do, but with a different attitude about it. That's all I'm going to say about it. There's a different attitude about it, and that's why it's now split even more. It was split side of town. Now it's split that club or this club. And for those who know what happened, or are privy to at least some of what was going on, you've picked your side, whichever side it might be. For those caught in the middle who just want to have a good time, they have no idea what's going on, but they're going to obviously notice things have changed. And it's not like I'm going to sit here and say, no, you need to leave that club and come to ours because they suck. Now, mind you, I've pulled many of my good friends once they knew what was going on, because they found out what was going on, and they're like, that sucks. We're gonna just come over here. We're tired of this attitude. We want this to happen. But today, I got to the conclusion after listening to a good chunk of the video that they made of their conference call, and I just said, I'm done with this. I'm done trying. I'm done putting in the effort to make this happen. Why the hell am I part of a community that can be torn apart by such childish actions? And they were childish. Everything about it. They can claim professionalism. They can claim, I didn't get this done. I didn't get this done. So I'm mad. They were childish actions. Period. And that is what has been tearing this community in this city, and maybe your city too, I don't know, apart for years. And I'm over it. Now I have my friends, I have the locations I want to go to, I have the community that I want to help build and grow again. The same people, I just wanted to grow again together. And that's what makes a difference here. Because if the first action you take in claiming that you want to grow and be inclusive is to kick people out, is the wrong way to do it. period. To turn around and say we want to have this attitude of inclusivity and everyone is welcome, and then you turn around, before you say that, you kick out several headlining people, including myself. You don't want a normal community. You don't want this. You want your thing to be tailored to you. That's the truth. You want it to be your perfect little thing, and then, oh, I'm going to grow it now that I've removed the problems. No, that's not community. That's you wanting to play in your own little sad sandbox, and actually it's affecting people all around. Now, the ones who don't know probably won't notice, probably won't even care. They'll just be like, wait a minute, why isn't there another thing? Some people are not going to care one way or the other. And that's fine. They just want to sit down. They want to build Gunpla. That's all they want to do. And they'll go wherever, or they'll stay in one place. It is what it is. I've been in this community, since it started. Whether it was that club or not. I've been here. I started to grow this community and plan this community with Carlos from DNA and a couple other people. And we were trying to determine how we were going to get people to come, how we were going to maybe grow things over here. We're going to have meets on this side of town. We're going to have meets on this side of town so people can feel like they're included, like their part of the city matters more than just this side or this side. That was over 4 years ago. That was possibly 5 years ago, maybe a little bit longer. And it never happened. To think that you can just up and say, I'm going to take over this corner, this corner, this corner, this corner, and I'm going to spread my group everywhere, and we're going to include everyone. It is a pipe dream. It doesn't just happen. And I know that it's a slow-going process because that process was started 5 years ago, and it was abandoned not even a year later because no one wanted to make the effort. Because they wanted their community here, their community here, their community here. Houston is a giant city. It is very, very hard to get anyone anywhere without a good reason. Unless you just want to be a part of it. And by all means, we want to find the people who just want to be a part of it. Who are willing to make the effort to go from here to here to here to here. So that we can have a presence and everybody can feel included. I'm even going to work on trying to maybe get the comic book store that I go to right here to see if they'll let us do a build day there once a month. And maybe get some Gundam kits in there or something like that. I have a decent relationship with them. I can maybe make that happen so that people who live this far north maybe don't have to go all the way down there. And by no means am I saying that I want to be in control of everything. Tried that. Doesn't work. Don't have the time to make everything happen on every end. I recognize my own failures. I recognize my own shortcomings. And I go, nope, can't do that. So let's figure out another way to do it. But like I said, this morning, I was done. I was done being a part of any community over here. Whether it's my friends that I actually like and want to hang out with, or it's the other side. Just done. Because I didn't want, it's like, I really just didn't want to deal with the crap anymore. The child is crap. And that's all it is. Whether it's treating people badly, just making them feel like crap because of their belief, because you like to have your opinion on it and you like to make people feel like crap about it. Whether it's teasing people who have disabilities, whether it's using terms for those people in a negative connotation as a joke. That's not building a community, and I don't care how many times you say we're going to end that. It continues because the same people are still there doing the same thing, breeding the same negative, crappy, toxic thing. And within any community, any group of nerds or anything, there is toxicity. And it will drag a community down if it's allowed to continue. And the only way you can get rid of toxic attitudes, toxic people, is to get rid of them from the community and grow otherwise, unless they're willing to change. Unless they're willing to recognize the things that they've done are wrong and toxic and admit that they'll change. If they're not, well, then things happen. Things have happened. And like I told Thomas Rice this morning when I was talking to him, this has all happened before, and it will happen again. Just like from Battlestar Galactica. All of the garbage that has happened will happen again. Because now, instead of one group trying to move forward and grow things, now we have two groups. One run by people who just want to have a nice place and cool people to hang out with, and another one run by people who have excluded people for personal reasons. Similar goals, different starting point. And you got people over here who don't like the people over here, and vice versa. And we're all going to try to occupy the similar space. You see why I'm kind of done? I don't want to literally go to try to have a good club meeting or an event or an anime convention or something like that, and then run into this other club and it be a fight for childish behavior to continue. Now, the people who are grown up to say, this is stupid, why do we do this? They're usually the outliers, and they're the ones who want to make change. And then you have the people who are just like, just sit there and mind their own business. But they see everything that's going to happen. Step up. Say something. If you're going to be a part of the community, if you're going to come to the meets, if you're going to be on the Facebook group, say something. If you think that there's a problem, say something. You know, don't wait until people are making big, long, giant posts about things, or they make a scene in the middle of a meet, or they just stop showing up altogether, and then you find out from somebody else that they were made fun of, or they got their feelings hurt, and the other person never even knew about it or didn't care to acknowledge it. Say something. Stand up. Be a part of your community. By all means, be a part of it. Even if you're not a leader, be a good follower. Be an inspiration for others. Be inclusive. Be helpful. Ask questions if you're a newbie. Approach people who seem to know what they're talking about. Ask them for some help. I was helping out a new guy. It was his 4th ever kit. And he was doing MG Sananju Stein, and he was having problems. I was sitting right there with him. I helped him get through a lot of it. There was some tricky stuff in that kit. I'm not going to lie. I was just like, I don't understand what this is. And together we figured out what his problem was. And I've hopefully helped point him in a direction to help finish that kit, because he wanted to learn how to do water slides. I couldn't help him through the internet, but I told him where he lives, who can help him. Trying to be a good community member. And, you know, I've been an asshole in the past, by all means. I've said some things that hurt people's feelings, went over my head, when told about it later, apologized, things like that. If you don't know you've screwed up, if nobody tells you you've screwed up, then you don't know and you continue your behavior. If somebody tells you you've screwed up and your behavior has been bad, and then you continue said bad behavior, that's on you. That is absolutely on you. And that's where change needs to happen. And that's why this new group has started, because change needed to happen. The old group is still doing what it's doing. It's got a new plan for how to expand the group. I don't care. I don't want anything to do with it. I'm not going to have anything to do with it. I just want to be me. I just want to do my thing. I want to spend time with my friends. I want to build Gunpla. And I want to have fun. And that's it. I want to grow this community, not just the one here on YouTube, because I'm doing what I can there. And we're growing every single day, whether it's Gunpla or non-Gunpla. And I got friends all over the place that do all kinds of different things. Met a new guy. from the Gundam Club. Now he's actually being included in my non-Gundam things because he's a collector of other cool stuff. So there's that. It's like, don't pretend to be a part of a community or to be a leader of a community and then start breaking that community down because you don't like certain people. And that goes for everyone. I don't care which side you're on. If you're excluding other people for your own personal reasons, you're not a community leader. If you can't put your crap aside and make it work, or find a way to make it work for everybody, even if it means sacrificing yourself a little bit. Like I wanted to do when all this crap hit the fan months ago, and I flat out told somebody, I'm like, look, if the problem is going to be me being there, I'll go elsewhere. I just won't show up. Because I'm clearly a catalyst. And if me being there is going to cause a problem for everyone else, I'm going to stop going. I'll sacrifice what I want to do so that everybody else can have a better time. If you're not willing to recognize your own shortcomings and your own faults and your own problems enough to sacrifice something, even if it means your own attitude and your own running mouth, then step aside. Move out of the way. Let it go. Or don't call yourself a leader. That goes for me too. I try not to hold on to petty things. I was definitely hurt by this because I was kicked out of a club that I helped start. But it is what it is. I'm going to move on. I'm going to try to build a new future. Hopefully we can include as many people as possible without, excluding anyone. That's the idea. Don't want to exclude anyone unless they prove themselves otherwise unworthy to be a part of the community. If you're causing problems and you're doing it on purpose, or you're doing it because you have an attitude and you don't care what other people think, and you're just gonna do you, then yeah, you don't need to be a part of the community. Sorry. That's where the line gets drawn. If you're here for everyone and everyone is allowed to be here, then good. Yay. Let's do that. If we can have fun everywhere, if we can all go over here and have fun, if we can all go over here and have fun, if we can go over here and have fun, and all take a big road trip together and have fun, do it. But if we go over here and you feel miserable, or you don't want to go over there at all because you know you're going to feel miserable, then that's not a community. That's the truth of it. But the wifey's going to be home here in a minute, and I just realized I got a yellow Ranger on the floor. That's annoying. So I needed to vent about this, and like I said, I'm trying not to call anyone out directly, just breaking it down, my feelings on what's going on around here, my feelings on the idea of community, and honestly, I want things to be able to heal and not be so stupid. Because it's stupid. Now, mind you, some of the key issues with why this even happened in the first place were mishandling of a situation. On all sides. Total mishandling of things. Balls were dropped. No pun intended. Things slipped through the cracks. I'm using that on purpose. Balls are dropped. Things were not handled. And then the reaction was very overblown and far too public. And I'll leave it at that. So, like I said, I'm going to go. I got a lot to do, honestly. But I will see you guys around. Obviously, do the like, subscribe thing. If you live in Houston or the Houston area and you are not part of any of the groups, by all means, hit me up. I will add you to the new group, or I will add you to the Texas Gundam Club. By all means, look up the Texas Gundam Club on Facebook. The Texas Gundam Club. I will say that because there are several other Texas Club, a couple of builders of South Texas, and other stuff like that. And I would really love to get all those guys involved in the main club as it is. By all means, hit up the Texas Gundam Club or the Houston Gumpla Builders Association. It's a new name. It's hard to say. We have a cool logo, the HGBA. And Thomas Rice made a really cool logo for that using the HG label off a kit. So either way, if you, like I said, if you are not, if somehow you found me but don't know anything about these clubs, by all means, hit us up. And we'll have some fun together, so. Yay. So, let's keep on building. Hold on, wait. Let's keep on nerding. Then keep on building. And let's keep building this community together because it is too fucking divided. I said an F word. Too fucking divided. So I'll see you guys later.